Horses are just a wonderful, engaging, kind of mysterious to some people.
I don't know, it's like something just totally different than like a dog or cat because you can like connect with them. It's just really awesome.
Well, they're gentle, they're smart, they're affectionate.
People love horses so much because they're such large animals and allow us to ride them and have fun with them and teach them and train them.
Horses, in small children's eyes, resemble magical beings.
You can like experiment different things with the horse and try new things like if you've never trotted before.
They each have very different individual personalities that you connect with.
It's a very fair and non-judgmental experience.
I think it's when I'm riding them, it's just the sensation that I get. It feels good, and like when the air in my face.
Horses are amazing creatures. They're reflections of the best and gentlest parts of ourselves.
And you can't do stuff with them that you can't do with any other pets. Like you couldn't ride your dog or cat.
And like tell them all your problems and they'll listen and they won't tell anybody else.
Horses hold a special place in the hearts and minds of Montgomery County residents. According to the Department of Economic Development, there are 233 horse farms here. We're also home to more than 12,000 horses, second only to Baltimore County in the state of Maryland. These animals are a major economic driver of our agricultural industry. The programs and clubs associated with horses are wide and varied, so in today's show, we'll check out a few. First, we'll visit the public equestrian centers run through the Montgomery County Department of Parks. While we're there, we'll get a few tips.
You have to have your hand flat out.
And go on a trail ride. Then we'll drop in on a therapeutic riding center, discover horseback gymnastics, and learn about our state sport. Stay tuned. The Montgomery County Parks Department supports 6 equestrian facilities. They are Calathea Farm Park in Potomac, Meadowbrook Riding Stables in Chevy Chase, Wheaton Park Stables, and the Potomac Horse Center. In Boyd's, there's the Rickman Farm Horse Park, and in Bellsville, the Woodstock Equestrian Center, which is currently under construction.
My name is David Tobin. I'm manager of community partnerships in the Public Affairs and Community Partnerships Division of Montgomery Parks. We have a number of partnerships that help us maintain and manage our park facilities. A big part of those are our 6 equestrian centers. Every one of our centers is different in its history, its composition, the services it provides, and Calathea Farm, where we are now, is no different. Calathea Farm is unique in that it represents the diversity that we try to maintain among all of our different facilities in terms of affordability. Calathea Farm is one of our most informal and most affordable facilities. There are approximately 60 boarders here. There's almost 90 acres of pasture. It has an outdoor riding ring, but no enclosed indoor arena. We're surrounded on 3 sides by both Montgomery County parkland and federal parkland. We have the C&O Canal on one side and Blockhouse Point Conservation Park on the other side. Calathea Farm is typical of most horse farms in this part of the county, in that when it was constructed, there was little awareness of the conservation impacts or the environmental impacts of the way the facility was designed.
So, well, I was going to offer to come and
With support from the state, we've installed a number of measures, the most significant of which is a waste storage facility where manure and horse waste generally that's accumulated from when the horses are in the barn is stored in a concrete structure. And that structure is designed so that when it rains, the liquid residue from that waste stays contained. That waste is then turned into mulch and spread on the fields. So you're applying a more natural fertilizer and you're minimizing runoff into the streams. We have two so-called urban equestrian centers, one in Wheaton Regional Park, which is called Wheaton Stables, and the other is Meadowbrook Stables in Chevy Chase. Meadowbrook is actually the Commission's oldest partner, public-private partner, and that's the Meadowbrook Foundation, which operates the facility. Meadowbrook is unique in that it has no pasture, which is a stark contrast to where we are now. And they are primarily a lesson barn. All of the boarding is in stalls rather than offering field board. And they occupy a historic structure.
I'm Amelia McMahon. I am the Assistant Barn Manager at Meadowbrook Stables, and this is...
I am Cara Moore. I'm the Assistant Manager at Meadowbrook Stables as well.
And we're here to tell you a little bit about Meadowbrook. Meadowbrook Stables was built in the 1920s, and they started the WBTA, Washington Bridles and Trails Association, in the 1930s, which still runs today, and it's been going on for 70 years.
We offer lessons starting at age 6 through adult, beginner through advanced, and we also teach the kids how to care for the horses as well as tacking them up, untacking them, and caring for the equipment, which makes us a unique boarding and lesson facility. We have a capacity of boarding 50 horses here. Currently, right now, we have 8 boarded horses and the rest are lesson horses. As you can see with our rings, we do not have grass turnout, so we turn our horses out in the sand rings. We are sitting on a floodplain, so that's why we don't do that. But we're also open to the public, and we like to educate the public about horses and everything that goes along with it.
This is Frankie, and this is where Frankie lives. Each stall or room for their horse has a stall that is bedded down with shavings. We use pine shavings, and the horses get hay, which is their dinner. And every horse has 2 water buckets because horses drink a lot of water.
When you visit Meadowbrook, we ask that you please do not feed the horses treats, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, that some of them are on very special diets and cannot get treats. The other reason is when they get treats thrown at them all the time from everybody, they expect it whenever they see a person and get what we call mouthy or nippy and get very rude. Now, if you were to feed a horse, this is the proper way to do it. You have to have your hand flat out, and so they don't get any of your fingers. And they don't mean to, but they cannot see your hand, so they have to do it with their nose and feel the treat. Please come on by and visit us at Meadowbrook. We would love to have you come and walk around and visit us and stop by in the office and see us.
Wheaton Stables offers many of the same amenities as Meadowbrook, but also has a fairly large indoor arena. Has some nicely maintained pastures and also primarily a lesson barn. And is unique among not only our facilities, but among most equestrian facilities in that they offer family trail rides.
My name is Sandy Creasy. I'm the operator of Wheaton Park Stables here in Down County, Montgomery County. We have lessons, we have pony rides for young children, and we gear things towards the family. We have people riding here that rode here as children, and now their children and their children's children are riding here. So it's 3 and sometimes 4 generational riding here. We've got about 30 school horses here. We've got a handful of about 10 that we say are our good old steady Joes. Yeah, all gone. One of our most popular activities here are our Sunday afternoon trail rides that we do every Sunday all year long, unless it's icy, at 1, 2, and 3 o'clock.
I heard about Wheaton Stables by being, I've always lived in this neighborhood, and by driving by or walking by and using some of the other county facilities like Brookside Gardens or the Nature Center. My daughter rides regularly at a different barn and has wanted to do a trail ride, so.
Yay, horses! This is my first time riding, and I'm really nervous about trying it, though I'm excited at the same time. So I'm just really excited for it.
What's your horse's name today?
Confetti.
Good man.
And who are you riding today?
I'm riding a horse named Heidi.
It is designed for the most novice of rider.
The lower part, inside part of your leg is the gas pedal. The inside part of your knee.
The only thing we ask is that riders be at least 8 years old. There's a 200-pound weight limit for adults for the safety of our horses. But basically anyone can do it. It's very, very much geared towards the novice. We have wonderful trail guides who are basically instructors and have been riding for 20 or 30 years, most of them. We give instruction before you go out the door, and they're with you the entire trail ride to give you guidance and to help you. The cost of the trail ride is $40 per person. Trail ride's about an hour long. Just as they do at Meadowbrook and Potomac Horse Center, we do have summer camps here. They ride a couple times a day. They help take care of the horses. They groom the horses. We have craft activities, and the kids love it.
Good plan.
We'd love to have you come out and see our beautiful facility at Wheaton Regional Park and to see our really so sweet and kind, beautiful horses.
So that's Calathea, Meadowbrook, and Wheaton Equestrian Centers. When we come back, we'll check out Potomac, Rickman, and Woodstock, and pop in to see the special bond between rider and horse, and a medieval moment.
Able to spear these rings.
I want to go swimming. I want to go to camp.
Fitness classes for me.
I want to play softball.
Make everyone in your family happy. Call the Montgomery County Department of Recreation at 240-777-6800. Your recreation destination.
Hey, Speedy, are gas prices getting to you? Drive the posted speed and improve mileage by 15% or more. It's like saving over 50 cents a gallon. Better mileage also means less emissions and smog. Now that's a green idea.
Welcome back, partners. Today, we're talking horses. Let's continue the conversation with David Tobin.
Potomac Stables is one of our oldest acquisitions. It is probably the most developed in that it has 3 or 4 indoor arenas. It is primarily a lesson barn. And what that means in part is that they send their students to competitive events all over the region. They have pasture, and they were also the pioneer in installing a large waste storage facility.
My name's Renee Terselek. I'm the general manager of the Potomac Horse Center located in North Potomac, Maryland. We are a public lesson and boarding facility. We offer birthday parties, pony rides, hay rides, lessons, boarding, training, horse shows, and this year marks our 50th anniversary. We're really excited, so why don't you come on out and take a look around.
dirt off of him. This is his breastplate. This keeps the saddle from falling back. Put the saddle pad on, right up on his withers. You put a bounce pad on so the saddle sits upright, so you don't sit back on a slant. So. This metal piece is called the bit. It's connected to the reins, which you hold in your hands and you steer with. So it's pretty much what controls the horse when you're riding him. And that's how you tack a horse up.
Rickman Farm Horse Park, operated by Great and Small, sits on close to 50 acres, includes 3 barns and a large indoor arena and 1 outdoor riding arena. And they're also home to a vaulting group, which is essentially gymnastics on horseback, but their primary purpose is operating a therapeutic riding program.
My name is Rachel Neff. I'm the Director of Farm and Equine Operations here at Great and Small. Great and Small is a therapeutic riding center, so we teach horseback riding to people with disabilities.
And swing over. Got it?
Look. This is Dylan, and it's called hippotherapy. And the reasons that we're doing it is to for his confidence.
Pick up your reins.
It's called sensory processing disorder. And it tends to be common in boys. You tend to have a lot of energy and you can't really focus.
What are the magic words?
Walk on.
Walk on it is.
Because you're kind of, it's like an inner spinning, you know, where everything's going so fast. So this whole therapy is just to like really to do calming, inner calming, so that he can focus and that he can learn and that he just has more confidence and that he feels good about himself and to decrease anxiety and all of that. So it's been wonderful. I tell everyone about it. I love it.
So the horse is a wonderful mirror of the human emotions, and the horse doesn't lie to you.
Do you want to try? Okay.
So you get exactly what you asked for.
And sit up and say, whoa, good trotting, wow.
If you lost your attention in the middle of whatever you were doing, the horse stops or runs into the fence or, you know, and redirects their attention back to the task at hand.
You come back over to the fence and you've changed direction. He's only 4. It's balance and having him comfortable and social interaction with myself, the horse, the sidewalker. It's basically what we do.
Is that what that is? It's a crocodile?
When we took him over to see the stuffed animals, that's recognition, identifying, and it's also reaching away from center. In other words, when he reaches towards the animal, it gets him up out of the saddle. He forgets he's on a horse, and he gets very comfortable and has better balance. Okay. When we went down to the rings on the cones, same idea. It's recognizing the colors. What color?
Green.
Red.
Yellow.
It's reaching out and being comfortable and getting good balance. That's what we're working on with him.
We got to put the other stuffed animals in the buckets.
He likes to go outside. Part of this is to have fun. A big part of this is to always have fun. Try to put little learning skills in there, but basically having fun.
That was fun.
Was that fun? And it's very easy with them because they don't realize they're learning.
There's absolutely a lot that the kids get out of their relationship with the horse, developing social skills with the horse.
Can you give her a pat and say thank you? How about a high five for Mr. Phillip for leading?
And the horse's unconditional love for the rider.
All right, sir. We'll see you next week.
Another awesome thing that happens on this farm every Sunday is vaulting.
I'm Jen Williams, and this is Pete, who is a 17-year-old Percheron Cross vaulting horse, and we're doing equestrian vaulting today. I'm the head coach of the Great Falls vaulting team.
I took like little kid gymnastic classes when I was little, but I never did competitive gymnastics. We have barrels, which we have inside, that are basically big oil drums that are padded and covered in carpet. So you learn first on the barrel, and then you do it at the walk, and then the little ones do it at the trot, and then you learn how to do it at the canter.
So do you want to work some of your freestyle bits? We're getting ready for our first spring competition in 9 weeks, so it's time to be putting together freestyle routines. They're a minute long, and they're supposed to show the vaulter's stretch, strength, and balance in harmony with the horse. So she'll be judged on her form and her composition and the difficulty of the exercises that she does. She's working on just parts of her individual freestyle. So for example, that handstand was straight up, but would like the legs squeezed a little closer together. Equestrian vaulting, we work on a circle with specially trained horses, and it's the sport of dance and gymnastics on the back of a moving horse.
By day, I'm a medical student. I go to Penn State. So that's my job right now. This is called the mill, and it's one of our compulsory exercises. So these exercises, everybody learns, even the littlest ones, and they stay the same pretty much throughout your vaulting career. And all of these are designed mostly to show off your harmony with the horse, as well as balance and flexibility and strength.
Vaulting started as a military tradition to get soldiers accustomed to working comfortably with horses, but it's evolved into a really fun kids gymnastic sport. Vaulting is a great sport for kids to start with because they're not in charge of this, controlling this 2,000-pound beast. That's my job. I'm the lunger or longer. I stand in the middle of the circle and try to give the vaulter a good, smooth ride with the help of my trained horse. Pretty nice landing. The vaulter then is free to jump on, jump off. In fact, one of the things we really focus on is the ability to separate yourself from the horse immediately and safely, jump off, roll if you need to, because vaulters aren't worried about getting off their horse. If something goes wrong, they just jump off. So it's really a lot safer than a traditional way of starting riders, where you put a small child in charge of a large horse and rely on the horse's good nature and the instructor's abilities.
The next competition for the Great Falls vaulting team is on May 12th and 13th in Herndon, Virginia. Our final equestrian destination is the Woodstock Equestrian Center, set to open this summer.
We're here in the middle of the historic Brewer Farm in the northwestern part of the county. We're about 20 minutes from Calathea Farm that we visited earlier. And we're in the middle of what will become a multi-use equestrian facility with a outdoor riding arena and a beginner novice cross-country course. The buildings that surround us are historic and were once owned by George Washington. We've just put new roofs on. We're in the process of putting in new doors and windows, but our real focus here at Woodstock is construction of a 230-foot by 350-foot outdoor riding arena and a beginner-novice cross-country course. This is a very large outdoor arena, which can accommodate different kinds of competitions all at the same time. You can have a dressage ring, which is sort of akin to dance on horseback. arena jumping, and we can also accommodate what's called eventing, where they'll compete, a rider would compete in dressage, would compete in jumping, and then would go to the cross-country course and navigate the cross-country course. In the center of the field where that large round circle is, will be a medium-sized pond, and it's known as a water jump. Over in these other areas will be what are known as bank jumps, which are timbers built into the hillside. In this building, which was a residence, will house, if funding permits, an event office. We hope to have all these improvements completed by mid-June. We're going to have a grand opening event. Multiple groups will be here demonstrating jumping, using the cross-country course, vaulting. The park police will be here doing their demonstrations. It'll be a very popular, I think, well-attended event. This has been a long time in coming, and we're looking forward to good weather in June and good turnout.
So to end the show, jousting. Did you know jousting is Maryland's official state sport? And that each summer, a church in Barnesville celebrates this legacy. In fact, it's the only place in Montgomery County to see ring jousting.
My name's Roger Hayden. I'm a member of the St. Mary's Church and Our Lady of Fatima Shrine here in Barnesville, Maryland, at the foot of Sugarloaf Mountains. Since 1875, the church has held a fundraiser, a big chicken dinner every year, and it's a real fun event to come to. They have a wonderful barbecue chicken. They have outdoor events. The feature here, though, is the historic Maryland state sport of jousting. It's ring jousting. And they've been doing this tournament here, as far as I know, since 1875. I participate in this sport in Montgomery County because I call it. Master of ceremonies, if you will. And what we do is the riders come here every year from all over the state, from Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, and compete in this unusual and unique event of jousting. So we see riders coming here from what they call the lead line class, which are the younger children who are actually walked through, to 4 general events, general classes, novice, amateur, semi-professional, and professional. Now the trophy class is actually named for my father, the Roger A. Hayden Memorial Trophy. I inherited this this job of calling the jousting from him. He called it from at least the 1960s. As far as I know, it's the oldest equestrian sport in Maryland. In 1962, a state representative, Henry Fowler, who was a jouster himself out of St. Mary's County in southern Maryland, sponsored the sport as a state sport and was successfully voted upon and signed off by Governor Tawes. And it's my understanding that was the first, Maryland was the first state to have a state sport. But jousting actually dates back to when Maryland was founded by Lord Cecil Calvert. Of course, jousting comes from the days of yore, medieval times, when the knights were actually warriors, and jousting was their way of practice. The way the sport works is that there's a track 80 yards long, and a rider has to get through this track on his horse or her horse with a lance to spear rings in 9 seconds. So you see here you have the largest ring, an 1 3/4 ring, which are not alone easy to spear, but obviously much easier to spear on your lance. And then they go to different sizes, 1 1/2, 1 1/4, 1 inch, and they get as small as a 1/4 inch. Now this particular lance is 6 foot 9 inches, which has become the kind of the unofficial length, but there is no regulation length. They can be 6 or 7 feet long. They can weigh anywhere from 5 or 6 pounds to much heavier, and of course that depends on your the rider's strength and ability to do that. As far as I know, it's the oldest equestrian sport in Maryland.
Well, that's it for today's episode of Parks Wreck and Roll. Thanks for watching. Happy trails!